The winter community meeting was held on February 18th at the Knights of Columbus Hall and only focused on one issue, the rail blockade in support of the Wet'suwet'en. KTV asked Grand Chief Joseph Tokwiro Norton for his take on the meeting.
It was basically a very I won't say structured, but it was a respectful meeting. People I believe came here to find out what was going on, the latest information, and we had to bring people that shared the information that they personally had and brought forth to give everybody an overview as broad as we could about the circumstances and the situation. So it was good in that sense, and I'm only one person who only does so much, but we had all the others who were involved in different meetings at different times, and I think it went quite well. Last night with the meeting at 207. There's nobody, I think, that from 207 that spoke up here tonight, but there was representation, which was good. And you had KahnawakeTV who talked about from the Mohawk Trail perspective too. So it shows that there's an effort here to bring things together, which is good.
KahnawakeTV was invited to give a synopsis on the meeting in Tyendinaga between land defenders there and Indigenous Services Minister Mark Miller. He gave us his perspective on the ongoing events.
We're in a critical time. As far as this community of Kahnawake, it's imperative, I don't care what camp or mindset that you come from, that we have to start to be solid. Because I mentioned in the history of money and how this whole thing permeates everything that so-called runs the world, this is what people have to understand. Because once we understand that, then we come to a different level now of negotiation and how we understand what's happening. Sure, native rights, right? Wet'suwet'en, unceded territory, that's one aspect. But the other aspect is these multinational corporations, how they're tied to Wall Street, and that bigger picture of money that we need to be educated on. So many things are at play here. And if you look in South America, what's going on now with the Amazon forest, they're opening it up for all of that, because in this mindset with how money so-called rules the world, greed and power is what is the thing that drives this. And what's happening is the gap between the rich and the poor is getting wider. People are working more strenuously to try to keep their heads above water, and it's wrong. The peacemaker talked about this idea, one dish with one spoon, no ruling elites, no emperors, no kings, no queens, but at the same time, there's no poverty and there's no famine. So now with what's happening here in Tyendinaga, because that's where the peacemaker was born, and that's where this true spiritual democracy and the white roots of peace came from, now people are wising up, and we're going to start to create and establish that balance again where it's fair and people can have their basic needs met in order to survive and not be under the tyranny of this capitalistic system, because that's what's destroying the earth and the environment. So there are many variables that are at play here. And that's why I tried to give some background so that we're all empowered. Because once we're empowered, we got that knowledge, and with our spirituality, there's nothing that can bring us down. And that's what they don't like.